Marcus scored 32 seasons ago, which was his career best, and he's slid since then. He's not even in the England setup. Can you see something in him that you can get him back to those levels?
Yeah, I will try to help him. That position is not the best one for him, especially in the game like that. We have to kick with high pressure. We have to kick the ball so many times, and he was like fighting with two giants. So we'll try to find the right solution for him as for the other players. But he has to be Marcus first of all to try to return to that moment. And then he will have the help of all the staff with all the club and all the fans, because he's a Manchester United boy, but he has to be the first one to really want it.
The first one to want it.
To want it.
Yeah. This club hasn't really had a recognised consistent goal scorer maybe since Zlatan or Lukaku. Do you see that's what this club needs? Because you left two strikers on the bench on Sunday, you played Marcus up front. It's got a lack of goals. Is that the major concern?
No, of course, there is a concern in that, but I think we have to improve as a team, because we have quality players that can score so many goals. But you can feel it in the second half. We controlled the possession of the ball, but we were not dangerous. Maybe because we spent the week trying to work on build-up, and then the rest was not worked. So we will try to improve as a team, and Rasmus and Josh and Rash will score more goals. Even Bruno has to score more goals. Ahmad has to be better near the goal. All these guys need to improve, and we can score so many goals. We don't need to you are trying to, if I need a new striker to score goals, we need to improve as a team, and these players can score more goals.
You say, and I understand that you've got an idea, and this is how you will play. I completely understand that. So are you saying that there will never be a tweak to your formation? You might play a 4 at the back. You might.
No.
I mean,
we will do it. We have to do it. And when I talk about our structure, you don't know it very well, but I believe we can play in different systems. So we defend more in this game, sometimes in 4-4-2, because Ahmad was with the left back. So we want to put the structure before, and then we have to play in different systems, because nowadays every team changed the dynamics. So we will adapt that. We're just starting with the beginning, and then after that we will start with different things. But I think our structure is the power of this structure is to change the formation in each game.
After the game on Sunday, you said to us that the team would suffer for a long period as they get used to you and your methods. From your experience of previous clubs, particularly at Sporting, how long do you think it will take before the players are adapting sort of effectively with your system and your methods and getting the way you want them to play?
It's hard to compare things. I think we are in the different level. You can say that this is a different league, so it's harder than in Portugal. But I also have more experienced players, and all these guys play for national teams. They just need to increase his confidence, and at the moment I don't know how to answer that question. I don't know how long, but I will know that with a lot of games without time to train, it will be tough for me, but it will be tougher for them, because they are on the pitch and they will suffer a little bit. I will try to help, and we have to manage to win some games and try to increase that idea in the team.
Obviously, your time at Manchester United, you played in many different roles, from obviously central attack, you made to right wing and so forth. You know, in terms of playing in the front three, is there anything in terms of your own personal game that you feel like you may need to change to adapt to the system, or do you think it'll just be a smooth process from that perspective?
You can ask that to the manager.
No, but that is a good question. Come on.
No, obviously, you always have to adapt to different ideas, different positions. Even sometimes playing in the same system, you have to adapt to different ideas of playing on the ball and off the ball, because the manager can ask different things. So it's not difficult for me to adapt in any position. I'm really aware of what we do in training. I try to absorb everything from every position. Obviously, it's not possible to get everything, but I try to be having an understanding of the game. Also, because being the captain, sometimes the manager can give the message from the bench to the pitch because of the noise or whatever, and so you have to be able to try to solve the situation together with your teammates, and knowing or having the knowledge of every position, you know, kind of most what movements they have to do, what kind of pressure the manager wants us to do, and that's a little bit also my role.
Bruno, for you, how difficult is it to take on new ideas, new instructions when you're so used to doing something one way? I'm not saying you're old, but but for yourself, you've been playing a certain way. You're very used to certain things, and you're very experienced. So when Ruben comes in and maybe has different demands from you at this stage of your career, how easy is that for you to follow through versus maybe when you were younger and you were less experienced but more open to different ways of playing?
No, I think probably could be worse for the younger players, you know, because for me, I know very well what the players of Sporting were doing. I know exactly what they were doing in their positions. So not because I was reading what the manager was doing there, but because I was watching their games. And obviously, you know, at the stage of, as the manager said, we are international players. So every time we go to the national team, you probably play in a different system. And for example, when I go to national team, sometimes we also play with a back three, and sometimes I play as a 10. Sometimes I play a little bit deeper. Sometimes I play a little bit wider. So already in the national team, I had that experience of the manager with a formation, like the manager said about. We play with a three at the back, but then you rotate, and then you end up playing different ways. You press them in one way, you defend in another way, you attack in a way. Then you always have to move. And in the national team, we do that a lot. So I don't think the age should be a problem, either older or younger. It's about carrying the most you can from the dynamics and from the players you have around, and then I think every training session try to get something from the game and understanding what the manager demands from us. But at the end, as the manager said, you don't need to overthink things. You just have to know that we have a base, a foundation, and from there on you still have to play and do your game.